Steve here. I just want to show you guys all the modifications I did to my Gen 7. You could do this to the Pro and Sport model. And also I'll show you some stuff that I didn't do that you could do also. Anyway, I put the body clips on like that with a piece of hose so if they don't get lost. That's just a little thing I do. Let me take it off and show you guys some of the mods. Okay, first I put the links in the proper position that they show on the Redcat manual. I put the back one here and the front one here because it used to be there. I switched that, and then what I did next was I put 20 weight oil in all the shocks to make it a little softer and quicker responding. And next I did the drive shaft. See this part that goes in? You cut a little bit off so when you compress the suspension it don't bottom out, because in the stock out of the box way when you press this down it bottoms out and gets bound. Also with the front links switching the way they say in the manual, these links don't hit when you move your suspension, they hit stop position. What else did I do to this thing here? I did the steering mod to make it steer more. You could see all this stuff in my other videos. What else did I do? I flipped the front and rear. I flipped the front and rear bumper mounts and then flipped over the bumpers and put them back on, and that raised them up to give you more clearance in the front and back bumpers. Let's see, what else did I do? I raised these body posts up so I could put the shocks in the higher position here and in the rear, and that lowered the center of gravity just a little bit. I did that. I also cut this top piece off and moved my electronics on the sides to lower the center of gravity. It's also nice because you could work on the drive shafts nice with the top missing. What else did I do here? Let me see. I think I got it all. Alright, now yeah, that's about all I did to it. I also changed my pinion gear to a smaller 16 tooth one. It got a little more torque and it's a little slower. It's better for me. I think it was too fast for on the trails. There is one modification I did do that I didn't show because I did it last night real quick. When you put this link in the stock position, it tilts the front axle forward a lot, and a couple guys are saying, oh man, the front axle's twisted too much. So what I did is, I'll show you here, I don't know if you could see it. These rod ends on the end of these ones here on the front, the plastic rod ends, what I did was I cut a little 2mm piece off with an X-Acto knife, and I screwed them back on, and what that did was pull the whole axle a little bit backward more. If you recall, in one of my videos I showed the servo hit and I had to sand the top. Well, you can see now it's further away. That's because it tilted the whole pumpkin and axle back from doing this little mod like I shown you with the 2mm off, and you put them right on. Okay, now I'll show you some mods that you could do that I didn't do. Now, another thing is other mods that I didn't do that guys are saying they wish they could do, or how could you do it. They say the wheels ain't in the wheel wells right, like on the front. The only thing I think you could do is move this one to this position, the next one over, and that'll move it back. But then you're going to have to do what I did on these links, and probably, I looked, you could do this, I already know you could. You could probably grind some more off with a cut-off wheel on a Dremel, and then just put them back in and make it shorter so you could make the wheels and the axle the way you want it so it fits in the wheel well. You got to make sure they're the same size, because if you don't, your whole rear will get, the pumpkin will get crooked at the axle. So you got to make sure they're the same size. So if you do that, you can make the wheels fit in better. Another option you may want to do is take these metal plates off completely and move the electronics and make like a shelf. You could probably make one over here, a little shelf, and put them on something here like a plastic piece you mount on the back, and just take that off completely. That's another idea you could do to put the electronics a little lower without having the metal on the sides. And one last thing I didn't mention is, if you want, you could unscrew these 3 screws right there on this gear, take it off and flip it around, and it'll pull it out, and you'll be able to put your pinion gears on easier, because this will be out more, so you don't have to worry about the grub screw or nothing. So that's the mods I did to mine, and I don't know if I'm going to do anything more to it. I did a lot to it. Maybe if I ever switch the body, I'll do the shorten the wheelbase, how I explained, where you do the rods, you move the rods and you cut them and shorten them. But you could do that, or you could just buy new rods and put them on. But if you want to use the stock parts, you're going to have to do some tooling around and shorten them up. So that's it. That's my Gen 7. I think that's about all the mods I'm going to do to it for now. I always say that and I end up doing more. Anyway, Shenlong, go out. See you next time.